You are welcome again to yet another episode of HN What's Your Say? The #1 listening show where we always discuss real issues with real people like you. We are still featuring R. Kelly. Real name Robert Sylvester Kelly. Also known as the R&B King. Tim Savage became darlings with Tasha K back in the days when they teamed up to make R. Kelly look guilty, an ambitious plan that saw Tasha K engage in illegal activities together with the Bureau of Prisons officers. Timothy Savage has come out to speak on his relationship with Tasha K, which according to sources is now rocky, after his lawyers advised him not to speak to her again because they feel she doesn't have his best interest at heart. Tasha K's focus being driving more and more traffic to her YouTube channel, she begun to tell on each of her allies and presenting them as the source of this information against each other, something that quickly turned the two parents Timothy Savage and Angelo Clary against one another. It's in such an environment that Tasha K would be able to get the most out of the two in form of controversial content that her followers like to watch. According to Tim Savage, he got connected to Tasha K when she presented to him an alleged victim that made strange claims against the R&B King, and since then Timothy became one of Tasha K's informants on matters related to the case against R. Kelly. He also says he was always cool with Angelo Clary, thinking they were two parents fighting one man, and that their cooperation would help them come in stronger against R. Kelly. Only to discover later that Angelo was leaking their secrets to Tasha K and working towards the detriment of his reputation. When Tim Savage began hearing that his wife had slept with R. Kelly on the Tasha K show with claims she was only reporting information given to her by Angelo Clary, he couldn't help but think twice on working with the two people. Indeed, it started to look like the Savage and Clary parents were now competing for the compensations they were likely to receive from the R. Kelly takedown project. The highlight of Tim Savage's claims, however, was when he revealed that Angelo Clary was speaking proudly on how his beloved daughter Azriel Clary would be in bed with R. Kelly at the Trump Towers while his daughter Joycelyn would be sleeping in the couch, as though he was happy about her daughter's actions.
And Angelo stated something to Tasha to say, you know, your daughter is sleeping in the other room and his daughter is sleeping in the bed with R. Kelly.
This is actually empirical proof that the Clary parents had sent their daughter to R. Kelly on a mission to trap him and later make him pay through blackmail, a conspiracy Azriel confessed to during the Gayle King interview. Take a look.
My parents told me to lie about my age. And they said because if they ever have to blackmail him, what they're trying to do now, they can use it against him, which is exactly what they're doing.
There are indeed text messages exchanged between Azriel Clary's mother and her daughter that were released by investigators which indicate the mother was soliciting her own daughter to R. Kelly, to get him into a position where he would finance their lavish lifestyle by sending them money from time to time. Without forgetting, the same woman Azriel Clary in the same interview with Gayle King suggested her parents asked her to lie to R. Kelly about her age, and claim she was 18 to win him over, and the mother did text R. Kelly from time to time pretending to be Azriel and showing interest to be intimately involved with him. It must have been difficult after all for R. Kelly to imagine that this woman who said is 18, able to write text messages like a 32-year-old and authorized by her parents to be with him would be 17. As if that was not enough, this same woman who claims was 17 did show up with an ID into a hotel to meet with R. Kelly that indicated she was 18. What more proof should R. Kelly have asked for to prove that Azriel was not 18 if even the hotel security with well-trained personnel could not detect she was lying? I think after watching all this, Gayle King should be somewhere at CNN angry with herself for she managed to trash the interview where the two R. Kelly girlfriends spoke the real truth, and instead took another interview with Azriel and offered her a platform to tell lies after she had done the same in court. The second interview was her own damage control for what she had done to R. Kelly to avoid bad blood with his fans who were definitely bitter with her for her actions. It's also hard to understand why the things these women said during the first interview with Gayle King would be thrown under the rag. And yet they said these things on camera. They cannot say they were forced to make these claims against their own parents because Gayle King and the entire CBS crew was present at the Trump Towers, and if they really needed to be rescued, this was their opportunity. They could have simply told Gayle King, "We are going to answer your questions, but we ain't spending another night here for the sake of our safety," and guess what? Nothing would stop a whole SWAT rescue team from coming in and rescuing these women. But they didn't worry much about anything and spoke their truth. only for Gayle King to later say, "I am sorry, but that interview I made was not accurate. The women lied because R. Kelly was in the room somewhere undercover, in a place where we could hear him golf but not see him." Sounds rather funny for Gayle King to have said this. According to Cody Starr, "I think Gayle King was just the wrong journalist to place in this R. Kelly case as an interviewer and reporter. CBS should have deployed someone more independent and objective to blow the whole case wide open, not Oprah Winfrey's puppet of a reporter and intimate relation Gayle King, whose mind had already been corrupted from feasting on the infamous docuseries. She was never going to be satisfied by the words spoken to her in the first interview simply because they were not in alignment with what she expected to hear, and she made it a point to look up Angelo Clary after she had stolen R. Kelly's money and suddenly changed goalposts to offer her a platform to explain her lies in court. It wasn't until Gayle King saw Azriel on the side castigating R. Kelly that she felt she had a real interview. But the real truth is now coming out. The text message records speak for themselves. It's clear the Clary parents were the ones behind Azriel's fake 18-year-old identity to get R. Kelly into a trap and later use this to blackmail him. Once they failed at this attempt, they found it convenient to join the government in the R. Kelly takedown project and hope to get even more money and restitutions, but their daughter was still hesitant until she was made to steal his money from the Trump Towers. What kind of parents are these? According to Rachel Smith, "I believe both the Clarys and Savages are both frauds, and now the truth is coming out simply because, like they say, the truth will always win. It doesn't matter how long the truth is suffocated and stepped on, there always comes a time when it will pop out of the ground and becomes common knowledge to everybody. Right now, it's the beef between Tim Savage and Angelo Clary that is helping expose how much of a fraud these families are. It's now clear not only to me but to everyone else following this case that the parents were trying to use their daughters to trap R. Kelly into making a mistake, such that they could use this as a blackmail strategy against him." Also important to note is that while Joycelyn and several other women involved were clearly 18, their parents' talk and their own involvement was all purpose to prejudice R. Kelly. The surviving R. Kelly documentary and all press reports and blog publications which included testimony from these adult women were an act of defamation which should be punishable by law. And these are responsible for the prejudicial approach to the case against R. Kelly that extended to his trials in New York and Chicago. If you wish to take part in a live interview on this channel discussing any of these topics, let us know by emailing us on sashahnnewsroom@gmail.com for scheduling. That is all we had for you today on HN What's Your Say? To keep updated whenever we post a new video, subscribe to this channel now. Also remember to hit the bell icon and enable notifications. And feel free to share your opinions with us in the comment section below, and let us know if you would like us to publish your views in our next release. We value all our subscribers' opinions.